Greetings, everyone. Another very warm welcome to yet another edition of Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Poland, beaming out to you, as always, from on the white sand next to the blue ocean at little Castaways Beach in Queensland, Australia. Today, joined by Mitch Russo, the globally well-known, I would say famous Mitch. Certainly, I've heard of you so many times before we actually had the privilege of meeting all those years ago. Mitch, warm welcome, sir. Where are you hanging out?
I'm hanging out here on Pompano Beach by the warm sand in the ocean, just like you, Tom.
Hands across the water. There's that little pond between us. They
That's
call it
it.
the Pacific Ocean. But other than that, we're pretty much neighbors.
You got it.
For those of you who haven't heard of Mitch, he actually started a software company in his garage, sold it for eight figures, which is not too shabby. And in case you're not sure what eight figures looks like, it's a truckload of money. And then he went on to work directly with Tony Robbins, Chet, Holmes, other very famous people to build a $25 million plus business together. So today, Mitch is showcasing his newest SaaS platform for coaches. I've had a look at the landing page. It looks amazing, making coaching easier, more effective, and more profitable. But let's get back to the title of this interview, Mitch, which is how to make coaching profitable while also thrilling your clients. And Mitch is going to show us how to do that in just 7 minutes. Mitch, our 7 minutes starts now, sir. Who is your ideal client?
Coaches.
Question number two. We've got a lot of time left. Well done. What's the problem you solve for them?
I solved two problems. The first problem is admin time. It takes about 30 minutes after a session is over to collect all the notes and create a credible message email for clients along with their homework and recordings and all the things. That took me a half hour before. Now using Clientfolio, it takes me 5 minutes. That's the core problem I solved. The secondary problem that I solve is I help coaches increase the value of their coaching to their clients.
Thank you, sir. And how may I ask, do you do that?
Well, as a coach for the last 20 plus years, I've developed some very simple tools that help clients make progress faster. And these are tools that we all know about, like accountability and goal setting.
I think
so. What I've done is I built that into the software.
That's what I was wanting to get to, because I've seen it, and it's axiomatic. It's going to accelerate progress. The clients are going to be more thrilled and delighted because they're seeing the progress, because and they're willingly locking themselves into the structure of accountability and review, in addition to making it easy for the coach to add value. So let's talk about some of the symptoms. And folks, I hope you don't feel this is just a pitch for a product, because we're going to add some value to you and ideas, whether you go ahead and work with Mitch or not. I want to know some of the symptoms that coaches are going to experience, which might give them a heads up that they do need to take a closer look at clientfol.io. So what's going on in their businesses? We've got 5 minutes left.
Sure. So the typical problem is that we as coaches are taking our peak cognitive time during the day while we should be working with clients and wasting it on collecting notes from 5 different applications to sort those out and put them into an email. And the symptoms are, I'm tired, I don't like this, I'm sick of doing this, and I got to find a better way. I mean, there's parts of every job you like or don't like. Well, the part I didn't like was the admin.
Right. Yeah, and you're taking that admin time, which can be quite consuming, it's people don't really want, because they're enjoying the client contact, and you're simplifying that and shortening that and making it easy. Okay, so they're going to be feeling like maybe a little frustrated, or they're doing a lot of work at that, as you call it, the peak cognitive time, when if only it was simpler and it was faster. So we're talking about smart people here. They're business coaches, executive coaches, and they're going to be aware that this is taking time and it's a little frustrating for them. And they're going to try stuff. So what I want to know now is the common mistakes that your ideal clients make before they find your solution. 4 minutes left.
Right. Well, what they'll do is they'll do probably what I did when I started, which is to cobble together a couple of generic apps to try and keep track of all of this, spreadsheets and Evernote for notes.
Right.
and all these different tools, and they'll scatter them all over their monitors trying to use them during a session. So step one is you do that. Step two is you go look for coaching software. And what I found when I did that was that it was super expensive, very difficult to learn, all encompassing, trying to do everything that I don't want.
I see. All right.
And not solving the core problem.
Right. It's a sledgehammer to drive an attack, maybe. So let's give folks some value now. Question 5, we've got 3 minutes left. A valuable free action that folks can take that's going to take them a step in the right direction. They might need your solution for the whole, for the complete picture, but let's give them something they can do to take them a step closer to where they want to be.
So I can guarantee that every coach listening to this show will increase their clients' results taking 2 simple actions. One is asking them every week the accountability questions that you will hold them to and make them accountable. That's the first thing. If you do that, you will change your clients' lives. The second part of that is you want to set up a set of statistics or parameters or goals that you check in with them every week. And if you're a smart coach, you'll graph those goals and show them their progress so they'll appreciate just what a great coach you are.
Can you give us a quick example of each of those 2 tips?
I actually can. And the funny thing is, of course, is that I use this every day in my own practice. So I have a library of questions that I include in the software. And using those questions alone, I have seen incredible results. So here's a few of the questions that I think people could possibly ask.
Real quick, please.
Real quick. Okay, what challenges are you facing right now? What are you most grateful for? Did you try something new that worked since we spoke last? What is your most pressing problem?
Oh,
and
wonderful.
on and on.
All right, wonderful.
So, yeah.
And something that could be measurable, is that like a sales activity perhaps, number of calls or number of meetings?
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
Perfect. Thanks, Mitch. Question 6 is we want to direct people to a resource where they can find out more about the software you've created, the platform you created. Where do they go for that?
They can go to clientfol.io, go to Clientfolio, and there it is, the whole story of how I did it, why I did it, and how you could try it out for yourself.
I mean, folks, if nothing else, it's just a darned interesting website and video. You got to go and check it out. It's clientfol.io, so Clientfolio. Go check it out. Mitch, we've got 50 seconds left. Question number 7 is, what's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
You should have asked me why I live in Florida and not back in the Northeast, the cold Boston Northeast. And the answer is because I want to be like Tom Poland. I want to live on the beach. That's why I'm here, Tom.
In Florida, all right. And hence the Florida T-shirt, the shirt, I should say.
You got it.
Mitch, you've made a very, very good strategic lifestyle choice there. Thanks so much for your time, sir.
My pleasure.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.